So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the first Pentair Water Break, and thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to spend it with me. Today, we're going to take a look at the 2510 Advanced AiQ controller and Powerhead. It's as visually you can see, it's a departure from the designs you've seen in the past. I kind of liken this to going from the 80s square box designs into the modern day with sleek, more designed units. But there's a lot of innovation packed into this product. Really, all the learning of the timeline of Fleck valves with Pentair, we've kind of distilled that into this platform. Because if you look at our commercial platform and our commercial system types over the years, what you're seeing is answers to requirements of industry for water use and the development over time. Now we're coalescing that learning into one product, the AiQ controller. So you're going to have one control for the entire commercial line, 2510 up to 3900. This gives you reach into the residential space and light commercial space down at the bottom here with the 2510, and all the way up to, industrial applications with the 3900. And in doing so, you're going to get all our existing control features distilled into one format. That's smart. It's not going to leave all your choices on the table as you navigate and program. We'll see that here in a minute. And it just tunes yourself to how you're going to use it. Tuned advanced baseline software, and there'll be a hub version of this system offered later this year. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. Specifically on this unit, later this year, you can be able to take any two of these units, place them side by side, and they will be able to talk together and act as a twin. We'll look at that a little bit later down the road as we launch the AiQ Hub system. It's backwards and forwards compatible. This is strictly a Powerhead upgrade. The valve on the back side remains the same across the portfolio. So you're going to be able to upgrade people quite easily with this unit. No change in wetted parts. And you have this wonderful LED bar light so that technicians can see in some of those challenging conditions which unit's the problem and go directly to it. The benefits of this unit now, since we're going to have standardized parts, controllers, motors, optical sensors across the portfolio, it's going to reduce the stocking you have to do in a small business to maintain your fleet. One motor, the entire product line, one optical sensor, one control that's easily accessed from the start. It's lighter weight. You're able to ship more, have a little lower costs on that, moving these around the world. Fast and easier installs. We have a quick startup guide for new valves that have never been powered up. You plug them in, it'll run you through the quick startup guide. We'll show you that here in a minute. You also have added capability to upload programming directly into the unit using a USB-C connector and a thumb drive. You can also export data from the system as well. And you can go on our partner portal and download an app that will allow you to create programs that you can upload and push into the valve on workbench or in the field and change programs that way, allowing you to help eliminate human error in the field by a technician programming. They can push the program in. We know it's validated and it's good to go. You can update software if there's a software change that needs to happen with the unit the same way, with the USB stick that you can download from a file from our partner portal. Much easier to get access to this unit. We'll go into that here in a minute, and to access the valve for service. And your experience for your dealer or your distributorship, no matter how you approach and go to market here, you can add your logo to the front. So if you have your own specific brand, you can put your brand at the top. If not, if you're a dealer, you can program your dealership information in here with contact information as well. Uh, it has a NEMA 3 rating out of the box. It's built for tough environments. We do have an environmental cover in development to cover the unit for those really aggressive outdoor installations. Going forward, it'll just kind of cover the screen there to keep it from getting beat up by sunlight. Effortless new installs. You can see here, this puck rotates off the front of the housing. You don't have to open the housing. You don't have to deal with the screw getting lost from the cover or it swinging back and forth as you're trying to work on it. You can remove the puck, access the control. And as you can see here, the USB port um, right here in the back can be accessed. For ease of a photo, you're going to leave this connected to the cable when you go to do these. Why? We're drawing power from the unit itself to enable this function. So this is just a demonstration case. You've got a 3.2-inch diagonal screen on that, lots of information there, multiple language support, um, much new, more modern look to this product. It's going to fit in modern homes a little bit better from an aesthetic standpoint. Um, if your basement's anything like mine, it's not too aesthetic at the moment. Sleek, modern look. 4 real button control interface, so you're going to get over that. Sometimes the touch screen doesn't sense that I'm there. If you drank more water or hydrated, that overcomes that issue. But I digress. So you've got much greater programmable connectivity with the USB port, plug-in programming. You can make new techs more successful at this more quickly, so you have less downtime or time dealing with programming issues that may be resulted from the field. That's always great when you can have a tech being confident going out in what they're doing. We've created startup sequences that you can program into this valve, and they're customizable. You can create your own. Let's say you want to do a carbon soak and put the valve into service. You can program a startup sequence into this control as a startup. It will run through that startup sequence and then go right into normal programming after it's done. So let's say I'm doing a GAC tank, backwashing. I program it to fill the tank, pause, and sit for a period of time appropriate to the carbon I've selected, and then backwash it for a period of time, and then put the unit in the service. Once that startup sequence is done, it goes into the service programming and goes forward. This can be useful with lots of different media types. And if you're even doing tack and knack medias, this is a way you can put a valve on those systems and get them started without having to spend the lengthy startup time. You've got compatibility with branding backwards and compatible with existing systems, and you can upload your logos in here once again. Now, a little more up close look at the unit. You have a robust clip here. It's not going to snap in your fingers unless you get really aggressive with it. It's not loose at all. It's a nice tight clip. You pop it over. It swings off to the side. There's no permanent hinge here, so you can just slip it up and hang it on this hook cover. I myself am a very much, when it comes to water and electronics, I like to disconnect my control and set it to the side when I'm accessing those wetted parts, just so I don't have, well, probability will create havoc for a technician. Anything I'm doing wet, make a mistake, stuff gets wet, I like to move it to the side. But you have one to hang it on the top, a hook there, so you can look at stuff before you get to servicing. One of my features that I love as a former service dealer is that there is a handle in the back of the back plate of this unit. So train your technicians or your dealers that this is here. Why? There's nothing worse for a dealer, for a technician to reach into a box and grab a J tube and crack it on site. That's not a convenient or easy part to get in short order. Here they know where to put their hands. They won't damage anything pulling it out of the box. It's very easy and convenient. And the box is oriented in a way that this should be the first thing you should want to grab. We have all of our wiring connections are on the back. No more getting your hands into tight spaces inside a cover to do any wiring. They're all plug-in clips on the inside if you have to. But here you have relay connections, your power connection, an Ethernet cable connection, in case you need to wire some together. That's coming in the future. Or if you noticed, you sharp-eyed folks, the Bluetooth signal here in the future, coming in a few months. Any two of these units will talk to each other by short-range Bluetooth, so that you can pair any two of these valves as a twin system right out of the box. You have your wraparound status indicator light here. This is going to show up red, yellow, green, or clear for different statuses. And we'll look at that here in a minute or two. I'm going to take a quick check here. No questions. All right. Weather resistant face. And this puck is just a quarter turn on the outside. That's what we like to call the control. There is a gasket on the inside of this, so you do get a seal on this face if you are wondering. So this is the way it blows out or pull aparts on the head itself. You have a fiberglass filled reinforced plastic backing. You have four 10-millimeter bolts. You only need to remove two and pop this hinge pin out to access and replace the motor. Very, very simple. No other tools than that are needed to access the back plate on or the valve on a filter. With a softener, you'll have to remove the brine valve, but very, very easy to get at. And this motor and assembly is going to be across the product line. So now I have to have less materials on the truck. I have to stock less on my shelf at my warehouse or locations, and it reduces that inventory I have to hold at the end of the year that impacts my taxes. The other thing here is this puck is accessible from the front. I don't have to open it or disassemble anything to access the controller. Just a quick quarter turn, saving you more and more time on site.